Hello class, and let's start today's first class, that is we'll be discussing the topic tenses and their use today. Alright, so there are four parts in tenses and their use, and after that there's a sequence of tenses also. So today we'll be discussing only the first part of it. So let's be starting with the first topic, the simple present tense. The simple present tense is used when you are talking about the current period, and it is a simple statement, not too complicated. Alright, then we use the simple present tense. So let's start with the first one, in expression in the immediate present. That is, she wants to speak to me at once. She wants to speak right now, at this moment. That is why it is wants, the simple present tense. It is very cold. The weather at the moment is very cold. That is why we use is. That is the simple present tense. The underlined words are all simple present tenses. Alright, all the underlined words are simple present tense out here. So this tense is also used when a sentence begins with here or there. Alright? Remember this thing. Whenever a sentence begins with here or there, we have to use a simple present tense. Here comes the captain. So comes is the simple present tense. There goes the train. Goes is the simple present tense. So to indicate the present period. It is used to refer to events, actions, and situations which are true at the time of speaking and which may continue indefinitely. Like, my father works in an office. So, my father works in an office. He's working right now and he'll continue working for an indefinite period of time. That is why works, the simple present tense. The school has a big hall. The school has a big hall right now, and it will obviously continue having that big hall till the school lasts for an indefinite period. That is why has a big hall. Indefinite meaning the time span of which you are not sure. Alright? That is why we use simple present tense in indefinite period of time. Now, number three being to express a situation that is permanent. The train runs from Delhi to Mumbai. It is a permanent situation because that particular train will keep continue running from Delhi to Mumbai. Alright? So, runs become the simple present tense. Our office faces the east. Any office that faces towards the east becomes obviously the direction cannot be changed, right? The office is facing towards the east, and tomorrow you will go and you won't see that office facing towards the west, right? That is why faces becomes the simple present tense, because it will continue, and that is a permanent situation. To express general truths. General truths meaning not so hype also, just casual things that are true. So a chemical reaction takes place in a fuel cell. So takes place becomes the simple present tense because the chemical reaction will be taking place in the fuel cell. It is a general truth. The soul is immortal. This is also a general truth. Everyone knows the soul is immortal. So is the simple present tense. So now let's move to the next one. Number five, to express a regular or habitual action. A regular action or a habit or a habitual action. We use simple present tense, alright? I get up early and have breakfast. So this is obviously a regular action or a habit, you can say. So get up and have becomes the simple present tense. We can be more precise about habitual actions by using the simple present with adverbs of frequency such as always, ever, never, occasionally, or with adverbial phrases like every day, twice a month, on Sundays, etc. Okay? He comes here twice every month. I practice speaking English every day. So he comes and twice every month. Comes and twice every month becomes the mm, simple present tense, and practice and every day becomes simple present tense. Alright, because we are talking about regular things that we are doing. Alright. Number 6. To express a future action. This tense is used to express a future action when the futurity is indicated by the context. Alright, so let's see the example. What do we do next month? So we don't know about the future, but we are discussing about it at the moment. So that is why what do we do next month. So the do's become the simple present tense. The college reopens next month. So reopens becomes the simple present tense. Alright. So, in time clauses are introduced by conjunctions of time such as when, while, until, after, and as soon as. These are time clauses, alright? When, while, until, after, as soon as. So, let's see the examples. When you come to Mumbai, pay us a visit. So, when is used, that is a time clause. So, come becomes the simple present tense. Wait there until I come back. Until is the time clause, so come becomes the simple present tense. Alright? In conditional clauses, conditional state sentences have two clauses, which are the conditional clause and the main clause. When the main clause is in a simple future, alright, simple future, the conditional clause beginning with if or unless is in the simple present as well. Alright, so let's see the first example, that is unless. Unless, as I mentioned earlier, is the conditional clause. So unless you walk fast, you will be late. So you will be late becomes the main clause in the simple future. That is why walk fast becomes the simple present. Alright, if is the conditional clause. You work hard, you will succeed. You will succeed. Will succeed is the main clause in simple future. So if is the conditional clause, will succeed is the main clause. That is why we'll be using work hard as the simple present. Alright. Number 9. In factual writing. When someone shows others how to do something, he is using present simple. Like in this example, I'll teach you how to make tea. So I'm telling you something, I'm instructing you something at the moment, that is why we'll be using present simple. Let's look at the example. Pour 3 cups of water and bring it to a boil. So pour and bring becomes the simple future. A simple present, sorry. Put the water in the kettle and put 4 teaspoons of tea leaves. So both put becomes simple present. After 3 minutes, strain the tea, add milk and sugar. So the strain word and add word becomes the simple present. Alright, number 10. In dramatic narratives, the simple present is used in dramatic narratives to describe the action of a play, opera, etc. It is used in radio and television commentaries also, at sports event and public functions also. So let's see a few examples. In the film, a myth plays the central role. So we are talking about a film. So in that becomes a dramatic situation, right? It's related to drama. That is why plays become the simple present. The audience waits anxiously for the function to start. I mentioned the dramatic narrative is a public function also. So audience is waiting. So obviously waits become the simple present. Alright. Here I told you earlier, right? In the situation where in expression in immediate present, here and there sentences that start with here and there will obviously have simple present, but this also has dramatic narrative because here comes the chief guest with a garland around his neck. Chief guest is always there in some dramatic narrative, like in any sports event or in television commentary or in plays, operas, etc., anywhere, any function, any drama, there will be a chief guest. So that is why, and the sentence starts with here also, so we'll be using simple present. In reports, when you are reporting someone's speech at some point in the recent past, you can use the simple present of the reporting verb such as hear or tell. Alright, now let's see the example. I hear you are moving. So this person is at the moment listening to that person who is moving. That is why they say I hear you are moving. Alright, because this person is reporting someone's speech or someone's action. I have never seen ice skating, but they tell me it is a fascinating sport. She or he is reporting someone's speech. That is why tell is the simple present tense. Alright. So to introduce quotations, quotations being the open quote and the closing quote when we are reporting someone's speech. Like Thomas Fuller says, comma, open quotes, the great and the small have need of one another, full stop, close quotes. This quotes, whenever we use, before that we'll have to use a simple present tense, and the simple present tense here is says. Someone can use tells also, someone can use there are many words you can use, but here we are using says. Alright. So now let's move to the next topic, that is the present continuous tense. This tense happens when the situation is happening now and it will continue happening for a few moments. Alright. So let's see. Number one, for something happening at the time of speaking. When we want to talk about something that is happening at the time we are speaking, we use the present continuous. In order to emphasize the time of speaking, we often use adverbs and adverb phrases of present time like at the moment, just now, and just. Like, let's see some examples. We are having a meeting. So, are having becomes the present continuous. He is looking out of the window at the moment. Is looking becomes the present continuous. I am feeling very tense now. Am feeling becomes the present continuous because these situations are happening right now and they will continue happening for at least one moment, 1 minute more. Alright? So, number two, to emphasize the present moment. If you want to emphasize the present moment or to indicate that the situation is temporary, you use the present continuous. Alright? I am working as a teacher. Am working becomes the present continuous. She is spending the summer in Shimla. Is spending becomes the present continuous because these works are temporary. Nothing is guaranteed in these situations, right? The situation can flip any moment. Planned future actions. This tense is used to refer to activities planned for the future. Alright? So let's see some examples. We are going to have a debate next Sunday. So are going to have becomes the present continuous. Alright? I am meeting you at the railway station tomorrow. Am meeting becomes the present continuous. Alright? Because these are situations that will occur in the future, but we are talking about it in the present. Alright? To indicate progressive change. The present continuous is also used to indicate changes, trends, development, and progress. Like, my handwriting is improving. Is improving becomes the present continuous. The situation is changing these days. Is changing becomes the present continuous. The energy demand is increasing. Is increasing becomes the present continuous because in all these situations we are talking about progress. Alright? To denote frequent actions. These tense together with adverbs of frequency such as always, repeatedly, constantly, forever, etc. can be used to emphasize how often the action takes place. This is often done to express disapproval or annoyance. Alright? You are always looking for faults. Are and looking becomes the present continuous. She is always talking to him on the phone. Is and talking becomes the this present continuous, because these are situations when the person is expressing disapproval or annoyance. Alright. So, number six, in habitual actions. If you want to talk about a habitual action that takes place regularly, especially one which is new or temporary, you use the present continuous. Alright. Do you know if she is still playing golf these days? So, is and playing becomes the present continuous. He is seeing a lot of films these days. Is seeing becomes the present continuous, because here we are talking about a habitual action which is temporary or which is new. Alright? Now, in the last two sentences, note the difference in the meaning between the two sentences. Alright? Alia always takes part in sports, and Alia is always taking part in the sports. So, do you see the difference here? In sentence 1, that is, Alia always takes part in sports, the simple present implies that Alia regularly takes part in sports when required to do so. And in sentence 2, that is, Alia is always taking part in sports, the present continuous implies that Alia spends too much time, that is, more than the time expected to be spent on sports. Alright, so now I hope you understood that Alia always takes part in sports is a simple present tense, and Alia is always taking part in sports is a present continuous tense. I tried to make this video as short as possible. I hope all your concepts are clear, but if you still have doubts, I don't mind answering your doubts, alright? You can ask the same question multiple times till your doubts aren't clear. I am always ready to help you all, so whoever wants whichever questions answered or whichever doubt you all have, please let me know, and I'll be giving you all an assignment right now. So kindly submit that also, alright? So that's all for today. See you in the next class. Thank you.